Hi. So I decided to do something a little different today. I decided to go live and do this instead of making a foraging vlog because, yeah, just for reasons because I don't know what I'm doing yet. And that's what we're doing today. We're doing lives. Hi. So this morning we are doing a red clover foraging expedition through the yard. By the way, welcome to Hippie Homesteading. I appreciate you joining me, whether you're live or watching after the fact. So, yes, we are in this beautiful yard of goodness and foraging. It's plentiful. The foraging is plentiful. And little by little, I am learning and educating you guys for, uh, for medicinal plant purposes. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. So, yeah, today is a red clover day. One of those things that I learned about red clover is to harvest it super early, right? Early, and so that it still has the dewdrops on the on the leaves and the flowers. So yeah. Hi. Hello. Sorry, no, mind my hand. Cheers, Michigan native. How are you? Good to see you. So yeah, we have a little homesteading live. Welcome to Hippie Homesteading. Thank you all for joining. But yeah, we're gonna do these backyard foraging lives. I think we're gonna do this like Mondays and Fridays or something of the sort if I'm doing it live. Because yeah. So why are we doing? I've mentioned before that I cannot reap the benefits or rewards of red clover because of my past breast cancer being hormone positive. One of the things about red clover that needs to be realized, and this is one of those things that I had to really read up on because when I learned that red clover was good for, menopause and hormone regulation, I'm thinking, hey, this might be good for me because, of everything I'm going through. Well, it turns out that anything that has to do with basically regulating your hormones for me, um, it's not okay because that means that it's going to possibly increase the estrogen in my system to regulate it, and that's just not a good idea. Not for me, anyway. So, when you are doing your due diligence and learning about all the beautiful plants, oops, I lost that one. Son of a gun, I lost that top. Darn it. Then always know what it is that you can do for your body. That's important. Importante. Hi, Green Wave. Hi. Welcome. Hello. Sun up, yo. Good morning. Welcome to Hippie Homesteading. Now, I actually have a plethora of red clover in this yard. It is just tons. There's tons. This is what we have the most of actually in the yard. So look at this thing. This is a white clover plant. This is also medicinally good. Basically, all clover plants are good medicinally. Um, they each have different properties and stuff, right? This is a white clover plant. Look how big it is. I'm 5'5", by the way, you guys. This thing's at least over. I think it's taller than Twisted. I think it's taller than Twisted. I do. So let's look and see what we got here. So I brought my trusty book out so that I could also read with you guys on the red clover and find so that I can show you what, or really read because I'm no expert in anything and I never claim to be. So how are you guys doing today? Is question for you. Happy Monday for one. Have you guys ever foraged? That's my question for you. Whether it be backyard foraging, whether it be, um, you know, hell, picking a flower is pretty much foraging. But have you ever specifically foraged for something medicinal? I think that's different from picking a flower, but you don't realize you're doing that maybe. Because picking flowers is also good for your health, right? It makes you happy. It's self love. Yes, morel hunting. So, morel hunting, fun story on morel hunting. I actually haven't really only went this year, was my first year morel hunting. And we found some. We found some. I had one meal, my very first morel meal, twisted made. It was delicious. Oh my God, what have I been missing my whole life? Am I right? I cannot believe how yummy. So yeah, that was cool. And I always wanted to go morel hunting, but I could never, I never found the right time because, you know, it's specific. It's pretty specific time. And in the past, I'd been in Illinois, in northern Illinois, and I just seemed to miss the opportunity. This year, we were on it. We knew what we wanted to do. So for probably a few weeks, and honestly, we've had such a long, I don't even think that there was it's been a long spring here. So things definitely started, you know, we're sprouting far into June, really, when things were not necessarily supposed to be sprouting. Which also in turn causes the fact that we've had a very mild summer, that we're not getting the growth up here in northern Michigan that I would really love. So stay tuned for a good garden walkthrough. I think I'm going to plan on doing like a hippie homesteading live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Fridays, we'll do foraging in the backyard. And then on Wednesdays, we'll do garden walkthroughs, and we'll just kind of get a good look at what's going on here. And then I'll do all kinds of other stuff in between. But yeah, I kind of want to connect with you guys. Again, I got three other channels too, so you know, there's that. So anyway, I was looking for red clover. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. All right, red clover. So it's actually, technically it's not red, right? It's purple. So we actually have, it's a red clover right there. Isn't it beautiful? They're so pretty. So we actually have, like I said, almost every kind of clover in this freaking yard. We've got red clovers, which are technically purple. We have crimson clovers. We had a shit ton of those in the spring, but they're a bit buried now. So I don't have one to show you close by. But those are really awesome. They are actually more conal shaped, and they're bright, bright red. So beautiful. And then we have our white clovers, which, you know, are generally, those are the ones you see all over the place. But man, in our yard, they're freaking crazy big too. I'm trying to find a close one. Amazingly, I don't have one close by. And then we have, so there's like so many different clovers. There's like 3 or 4 different white clovers. There's little yellow clovers, which actually aren't called clovers. They're all called something different, but they're all in the clover family. It can get confusing. Same with daisies and stuff like that. There's so many different daisy in the daisy family. You got oxeye daisies. You got you know, the butter. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. So let's read a little bit about red clover before I pick some more. So it's a member of the pea family, if anybody didn't know that. Did anybody know that? It's found growing along roadsides and fields. It's a biennial or short-lived perennial that grows to 18 inches tall. It grows from a long, deep taproot and slender, hairy, hollow stems. The leaves are alternate, divided into 3 leaflets. You can kind of see that. Divided into 3 leaflets, and they're alternate. Okay. With a pale crescent in the outer half of the leaf. Leaflets are about half to 1 1/5 inches long and about a 1/2 inch wide, and fine toothed with prominent V marks. So you can see they're fine toothed, little itty bitty fine tooths at the end with prominent V marks, the leaves. Pink to red flowers appear in rounded heads from May to September. So you can harvest these all summer long. I need a book with pics. I found mushrooms. Oh, so I actually have two amazing mushroom books that I absolutely love. One of them is better than the other, truly. You always find one that you just absolutely love, and it has the best pictures and stuff like that, right? I'm all about the pictures too. Green Wave, all about the pictures. Found mushroom behind my fence row. I don't know what they are. So there's actually, you know how like they have the little plant apps? There's a mushroom app. So look up like Mushroom ID um, in um, in like your app store and see what comes up, because I actually had a mushroom app that I used, and it did help a little. Not it, the apps are never exactly right. They're never really exactly. So always do your due diligence as always to make sure. But I think it's called like the Mushroom Hunter's Bible. That sounds kind of right. I'm gonna have to maybe I'll do a book show off. I'll do like a foraging book. Man, I got shit tons of books, you guys. I should do a book foraging show off. As a lot of them. This one is my favorite one for a lot of different reasons. It has amazing real life pictures so that you know exactly what you're looking at, not, drawings or pencil sketches or, things like that. So, and then it also has everything is divided into certain parts, right? So if you're looking at, it has what it's good for cardiovascular health, if it's good for osteoporosis, what it does for certain things. And then it also tells you different recipes to do. So really cool book. I would definitely suggest The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. It is not a cheap book by any means, but it is absolutely well worth the 20 to 30 to $40 that it is on different places. So let's continue on red clover. Red clover. There's another one for the basket. So, edible use. You can eat the leaves and young flowering heads, both raw and cooked. So, like the little heads, young flowering heads, right? They're small, young, tender leaves. Things are much milder generally when they're nice and young and tender. The flowers make a sweet herbal tea. Do you know how bad I really want to try this herbal tea? Like, I love nice, sweet, herbal, flowery teas. Love them. Believe me, I'm not switching from coffee to tea anytime soon. It's impossible. But I do love me some nice herbal teas. And this is one that I cannot make for myself. God damn it. All right, anyway, moving on. The flowers make a sweet herbal tea, and the ground seed pods and flowers can be used as a flour substitute. So if you're in the mood for making your own flour, then hey, you can do that. The taproot is edible when cooked. Now, to be honest with you, we have so many freaking flowers in this thing that if I could eat it, I would make some freaking flour. We have so many flowers that making flour would not be impossible. It would not be impossible. Painting with squirrels. Hello, cheers. If the color bright, anything else poison. Beige and white grays. I'm not sure. Painting with squirrels. Oh, I see. You're answering. You are answering about the mushrooms. Excellent. Thank you, Painting with Squirrels. Sheba Man, good morning, hun. How are you guys? All right, so let's see here. The taproot is also edible when cooked. So that the whole plant, guys, the whole plant is good. So let's talk about the medicinal uses of clover. Red clover can be taken as a dried herb, tincture, or as a tea made from the blossoms. It relieves the symptoms of menopause. And this is one of those things that it would have been cool for me to be able to do. But to be honest with you, I need to be in menopause because, that's just, how it is. I have the sun gleaming on the phone. So please don't be upset if I don't answer your chat. I don't really see it very well. Because of its phytoestrogen isoflavone content, red clover flowers work as a natural alternative to hormone replacement for women. It relieves symptoms of menopause, including reducing the frequency of hot flashes and night sweats. I usually pair it with black cohosh for menopause symptom relief. So, for all those of you that really need that menopause symptom relief, I would absolutely start going into a field, go into a beautiful field and pick some of those red clovers for you. And make sure you clean them. Osteoporosis. By acting as a natural hormone replacement, red clover may slow bone loss and even boost bone density in pre and perimenopausal women. So it does that for you as well. Cardiovascular health. Red clover helps protect against heart disease by increasing the HDL, or good cholesterol, in pre and post menopausal women. It also has blood thinning properties, so beware, which improve blood flow and prevent clotting. Okay, now if you're already blood thinning, it might not be the greatest thing to use. If you are on a blood thinner, that's not the greatest thing to combine with. Always be aware of your health and everything else. Skin conditions including eczema, psoriasis, and other skin irritations. Now this is really cool. Red clover or red clover flower tea, supported with yellow dock and nettles, is an excellent internal remedy for skin irritations. Use an external poultice made from chopped red clover flower and water applied directly to skin lesions. So really, really cool. I might have to try this on Twisted in regards to any kind of skin irritations he might have. So harvesting the red clover from fields away from heavy polluted areas and roadsides. Unlike most herbs, red clover needs to be harvested in the early morning where there is still some dew present on the flower. So there are some things that you really need to get before that sun leaches that shit out of the good, leaches the goodness out, right? Red clover's one of them. You may be out in the afternoon and saying, "Oh, look at that red clover patch, let's go get some." But guess what? That sun has already leached most of those benefits out of that red clover by the time you've taken a look at that. So if you really want to go red clover hunting, red clover foresting, and you have a spot, a spot, like, plan for it. Plan to get there morning before the sun starts beating down on it, before it dries up. That's why I'm here so early. It's still dewy, but the sun is out now, and I don't have much of a window anymore. So let me get to picking. We're almost done reading. Pick the blossoms 1 or 2 weeks after blooming. So you want to make sure that they're pretty nice and big. Okay, kind of like this one. It's got a little bit of a spot right here, but it's not too bad. Snip the blossom head off and leave the rest of the plant alone. So really, you don't need anything but the head, guys. This is all you need. This is all you need. Pick the blossoms. Oh, I fucking read that. Use the blossoms fresh or place them on a drying rack in a warm, dark, ventilated, and dry place. Now, these are going to be dried. I'm going to dry these for some teas that I'm going to be making, some herbal tea mixes that are going to go on the store eventually. Use the blossom, turn them frequently until blossoms are dried through. Store the dried herb in a cool, dry, and dark place. When harvesting young leaves, try to get them before the plant flowers. So if you are just doing the leaves, try to get the leaves before it flowers. So the flowers are good. I have leaves with the flowers, but the leaves would be better if there was no flower. So, it's kind of, what are you going for? Leaves or flower? You gotta make a decision. I'm going for flowers. But honestly, I think the leaves are just fine. The upper leaves, I think they're just fine. I'm making an executive decision on that. All right, let's see what else we got here. When harvesting, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Use them cooked as a green in soups and salads. The leaves can also be dried and powdered for use as a flavoring on foods. They tend to be more bitter after the flowers appear, which is why you would use them, or why you would take them before the flowers. So, evidently, it's a flavorful thing. Do I have one that's not flowering around here? Let's see. There's one. There's no flower there. Tastes like a leaf. Not super flavorful. Of course, that's because there's a flower on the other side of that plant. So maybe I didn't get a good young one. This looks like possibly good. Let's try this one. This might be younger. Nope. Okay. If you want to try some leaf powder, feel free. I don't think I'm going to go that route. They're bitter. So warnings, there's always warnings about things. In general, red clover is very safe with few side effects except for occasional gas. Okay. The anticoagulant effect and hormonal effects may be undesirable for some people. So, like I said, it's got the blood thinning and it's got the hormones. So those are two things that are pretty big deals for people who have issues with them. Okay? Due to its hormonal activity, don't use red clover for women with a history of endometriosis, breast cancer, uterine cancer, fibroids, I actually had fibroids as well, or other estrogen sensitive conditions. Red clover contains coumarin derivatives and must be used with caution in individuals taking anticoagulation therapy. Also, do not take red clover before surgery or childbirth. It can inhibit blood clotting and healing, so we don't need anybody bleeding out on it. So be aware of what it's doing to you. All things do things to you, right? So there's a red clover tea and both hot and cold recipe in here. For a hot red clover tea, you can do the blossoms either fresh or dried in a cup of boiling water and steep. Uh, steep 3 fresh red clover blossoms, 2 to 3 teaspoons of dried. So three, comparatively, that's pretty damn crazy, huh? So like 3 of these, about 3 or 4 of these for a nice good tea, fresh, or if you have them dried, 2 to 3 teaspoons of dried flowers. Not shabby, not too shabby. Allow the tea to steep while cooling for 15 minutes. Drink warm or allow to cool for external use. Drink up to 3 times daily for maximum benefits. You also have red clover tea cold. Add 1/2 cup of red clover blossoms to a quart or a liter of water and allow it to steep in the refrigerator for 24 hours. So yeah, cold or hot herbal tea for red clover if you want some of those benefits without some of the hindrances, okay? So I need to get to cutting some of these red clovers down before it gets too late in the day, man. My dew is drying up. My dew is drying up. My dew is drying up. So this is actually going to be a multiple day affair. There's no way in hell, no way in hell I'm going to be able to get all these out of this yard in a timely manner. So my ass got to be waking up super early to start getting these things harvested and foraged. Another healing plant, yes indeed. Cheers, Keef and Chief. I can barely see chat. Sorry, guys. Yes. So yeah, that is what we're doing. It's a very quick live. I'm just going to do little half-hour lives on Mondays and Fridays on the Hippie Witch. No, this isn't. I'm the Hippie Witch. The Hippie Homesteading channel, which is this channel. So yeah, it's going to be real quick just to let you know a little bit of what's going on and how these things in our beautiful backyard can help you. So stay tuned for the next little foraging backyard live. And if you are interested, I'm not gonna plug this every single time, but I do have 2 other channels out there. Lalana, the Hippie Witch, where we will be doing all kinds of different witchy things. And then we have Hippie Witch 420. If you're interested and cannabis advocate, then I would love to see you there. And I also have Books Aloud, BOOKZ, Books Aloud, where I read to you. Just random books, both educational and not. Stories, this, that, and the other. And, that is going to be, I'm debating on whether going to do that live or in a recording format. I've got a few chapters recorded, but anyway, yeah. So how about we do a little walk around here? I'll show you a little walk. How do I flip? So here we have a little bit of what I've gathered so far today. This is the book that I read out of. Now, I have a shit ton of botany books and herbalism books, but this, like I said in the beginning, is my favorite. So here we have, this is still kind of dewy in this area. Just the tops, guys, just the tops. And the good looking tops too. We don't want any of the shitty tops, right? We don't want any of those shitty tops. We just want these good looking ones. Looking good, baby, looking good. That one's a pretty purple one. So this is actually one of my favorite flowers out here. This is called vetch. And I think you guys, some of you were on a live when we had to figure out what the hell this was. This is crown vetch. You know the vetch by the leaves. The leaves are so pretty. They're very fern-like. But there's crown vetch and purple vetch. This is crown vetch. Purple vetch is somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. All right, let's see. This is one of, as you can see, I will do a garden walkthrough here. I think Wednesday I'll do a live garden walkthrough, so stay tuned for that. And we'll show you what's going on in this crazy backyardigan, cardigan, gardigan kind of thing. Very nice, very nice. So obviously I haven't really been, I've been talking more than harvesting today. Hey, you know, it is what it is, right? That's okay. That's why I'm going to do quick little half-hour lives to teach you about what's going on, what I'm doing, and you can move along about your day. I don't have to take up your time. How was everybody's day today? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. See, I'm just getting the tops. We don't need anything but the tops. Technically, we don't even need the leaves either because the flowers are really what I'm looking for. But like the very tippy top grows the leaf anyway. So it's not like I'm gonna specifically go underneath that leaf, honestly. It won't focus for me for some stupid reason. There we go. So I take that very top leaf with me. I just dry it right along with the flowers because there's just not much to it. So that's a really nice and big one. Look at the size of that guy. That's gorgeous. Oops, I missed I missed it. Oh, here's another good one. See, you got to spot the ones that don't have the ick on them. They're starting to die out. There's another good one. Ooh, look at that one right there. That's a big one. Look how big that guy is. So big and beautiful. So big and beautiful. Look at that one. Oh, that one started to get a little icky. I'll leave that one alone. This one's pretty though. That's pretty. So many. It's like never ending, you guys. I could be out here for weeks doing this shit. Weeks, I tell you. I mean, you know, we're definitely not wanting for ground cover. How about that? How about that? Yeah, baby. All right. I think I'm going to focus on the rest of this harvest before I go inside. So thank you all for joining, both during and after the fact. Much love. Happy homesteading. Happy hippie homesteading. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, guys. Mwah. How do I stop this live? Oh, there we go.